Okay, so let's have a quick look at the cut and reverse drill. First thing I'm going to do, set my order quantity to 1. Market's obviously moved down, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go short first. And then I'm going to set my order quantity to 2. And at some point I'm going to have to take a long trade. Okay, so we can see some absorption there. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a long there. So now we're long 50.44. Obviously if I'm wrong about that absorption being a turning point, I'm going to have to reverse and go short again. Okay, so market's breaking down. There you go. So took the short again. And again, got this absorption here. Market's obviously hitting some headwinds, but it's really... Okay, we'll try and... We've had this 104 here, so let's try and take a long... Yeah, okay. So now we're playing the same trade again. We've seen that absorption here, so we're trying to take a little bounce. We've still got momentum to the downside. But we're expecting a little bounce. See, there's not much size on the upside come. We need a little bit more hitting into this side. This is a slow time of day, so it's 9 PM Eastern time that I'm doing this. Still a tradable time because Asia's open, but it's not really the kind of speed that you'd see in a US market on crude. And obviously this is a bit of a problem because we're seeing a lot of people hitting to 50.40 and they're not getting anywhere. Okay, now they're getting somewhere. So we can see the shift of trading's moved onto the buy side. And while that's the case, we're going to stay long. And we're looking for that to fade away. Now, obviously, we can see we've got these hundreds here, and then all of a sudden we've only got 3 and 9 here. The market's at a quiet time, so it's not going to be, this frantic imbalance all the time, or this, big imbalance all the time. Don't know where the word frantic came from there. There's nothing frantic about this market. So again, 87, we can see this absorption here. So again, that could be, the end of that move up. And again, it might be time to go short again. Okay. Okay, still got good momentum, still got good size on the upside. But I'm expecting overall momentum to the downside still. So I'm expecting this to fail. I'm just waiting for that to happen. And we can see they're adding here. So they've added 70 contracts to the offers. 106. I'm going to say just short term, I'm going to say short term, I'm expecting reversal down from there. Okay, and looks like maybe I'm wrong. Let's give that a little chance to work out. Otherwise we're going to go long as it breaks up when these guys stop out. So we really want to see markets start to move down. See, we had 35 hitting to there. They're not really hitting into that. We want to give it one more chance. We've got to watch here now. So we're watching, it could explode upwards now. We're kind of downside biased, but we really need see some contracts hitting into here and for us to get the start of that momentum down. We're not getting that. We're really risking it here that, the market could really start to to drive up, because we're not managing to get anything to the downside, and because we're at 100 odd contracts trade on the bid side. Okay, see, it just doesn't want to go down. They just don't want to push it down. So I think that was a good reverse at 50.44, but I think it's just give it another chance. It's not going to happen. And again, part of this cut and reverse really is to actually make sure that you're not the deer in the headlights. Just sitting on stuff, hoping that market's going to turn. It kind of makes you a bit more brutal in terms of, Okay, so let's go to switch to long. See, so what we did there, we entered a short, we went to short, we saw that there was no real energy to the downside, even though we did potentially have some trap traders there. So now we're not going to hang on to that position forever. Now we've turned. We said, right, the sellers have had a good chance. They didn't get anywhere, so now we want the buyers to step in. Okay, just need to see these guys pop. At this point it's pretty tough, and obviously you get to the point where you don't really know, which way it's going to go, and that's kind of normal in trading to not know whether it's going to go up or down. This is actually forcing you to have an opinion. Okay, so we've got the 113 traded there, couldn't trade up through that. Again, what we want to do is just acknowledge this 113, this buy there. That is potentially some trap traders there who may well want to unwind if the market pushes down. So we're not going to let this push too far against us because of that size. But again, we are still slightly, we're kind of about even. 200 here and 200 here. So we've got this cluster of positions we've just built, and it's going to work its way out one way or the other. Obviously, if we can get above this step in the profile, we've got maybe this step as well. We've got a run potentially to 50.65 there, but with this decision point here, a place where typically you wouldn't take a trade in the middle of a decision point. If we want to go long, 50.39 would be a good long there. Maybe a short at 50.55 or even a short at 50.45. Where this step in the profile is. So it's not a great place for a long from a longer term perspective, but that's not what cut and reverse is about anyway. Okay, so are we going to break up? Doesn't want to. There you go. That's what you want to see. You want to see, okay, we tick up, and immediately after you tick up, you see a bunch of contracts trade. Really nice thing to see. What I'm going to do is I'll stop the video there. There's no real point in us carrying on doing this forever, but just want to show you the way the cut and reverse works. You can't go flat. You're not allowed to go flat. You've got to stay in and just try and you've got to anticipate to a degree. You are kind of trying to chase overall momentum, but you do have to try and anticipate and get used to anticipating where those turning points are in the market. Again, it's not that difficult, it's just a matter of practice. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video, I guess.